So Logan, yeah, I was just telling you that, that's the magic, I think, of YouTube, is that it kind of helps you find your audience, the people that want to stay, they will stay. And those who, you know, like if your content doesn't resonate with them, they'll just leave. So nothing to worry there, So when you were telling me about your hero's journey, I think that is, be the hero, right? And share the journey. And I don't know, I think there's a lot of happiness there waiting for you if you just take those small steps, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I
And
just
when
feel
you
like,
said, hmm?
our conversation, I rarely have these kind of conversation where I just get close to tearing up. Like it happened twice earlier. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I just wanted to share that. And it's just like, there's just something really healing to hear someone affirm you for something that you know is true, but you can't yell on the top of your lungs to people, you know?
Well, exactly. And but this is the kind of recognition that you'll get, which is much more authentic and genuine, and it doesn't
Mm.
come from you sort of seeking any type of approval from people, asking them to agree with you, or to, yeah, or that you have to try to convince them, or whatever. So that's one aspect. And then I also think, you were saying that potentially working in an office or whatever could be boring, but those boring situations, I actually think they are very grounding, and they give you some of that stability. And in those jobs, sometimes, you get a lot of dead moments, and you can do some, a little bit of your creative stuff on the side. Sometimes when we have just a little bit of time, like just 10 minutes or just 20 minutes, we just get creative in that space, because we know it's limited. So and I think it would be, it will also give you that kind of balance. And I actually think sometimes if we take it to heart that the spiritual work is always with the people right in front of you. So the idea of working in a dental practice or whatever, it could sound boring, yes, but then who knows what the reality will be. Like, imagine all kinds of people could turn up, and you could have miraculous, wonderful conversations with people if you're open to that, right? And
My God,
trust that life
I
will,
just,
yeah.
as we're talking, it just blowing my mind. It's like, there's all sorts of marketing stuff to get more client. I just realized I literally can sit the dentist down and just have conversation like this. It's like, okay, why should I take care of my teeth? My teeth, like literally just have honest conversation. I think we can just get more clients that way.
There you go.
It's a
So
lot easier that I think I'm overthinking, making it like well edited, professional, pay thousands of dollars, like marketing. So I think it can be simpler. It's just literally just getting people to trust you because you're being honest with them. You're being
mm,
honest and straightforward. And yeah, just being honest and delivering quality, like the quality you promised, like deliver on your promise. I think that's what
yeah,
people.
deliver on your promise, and kind of just being in the moment, and meeting people kind of on that level. And also, I thought it was a beautiful thing what you said before, because you were like very conscious about not wanting to jeopardize your friendship, right? Because you're going to be working with a friend, and but because you're conscious, and your friend will be too, you can kind of decide together, well, right, this is work, so now we're just going to be work buddies. Okay, now we close this, now we're friends again, or whatever. Find your own way. And but because you're both conscious of that, and it sounds like he knows you very well, I think there was also like a love gesture there as well,
Yeah.
right? So that's it. Yeah. So good luck,
Awesome.
basically.
Thank you. Well, enough about me. I feel like we went on a long journey. I just have so much to share because we haven't talked in a long time. But how are things going in your world? What's going on? How are you doing, first of all? Just like
I'm
how are
good.
you? Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm really good. Just being very creative as well, doing stuff, putting stuff out there, less fantasizing, doing more,
Mhm.
managing that as well with work. So that's all right. And I did travel a lot over the summer, just kind of, yeah, visiting family and friends and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And So I'm in a good space because I'm getting more and more focused, and I think um, the focus together with the physical exercise, together with the commitment to a sense of, personal transformation that I think so many of us are, regardless of how young or how old we are, So, yeah, so I'm in the middle of all that and paying attention as well to what's going on in the world. And that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. One thing that we talked about before is that you kind of sort of like are, a coach to me, but I can also help you with the framework of, because it's hard for me to implement it myself, but I definitely have been um, fairly successful implementing like the Agile Scrum framework into how people
Mm,
can organize their project. And I know that it works well in the creative space. So that's something we can explore together
mm,
if you like. And then I will figure out how to implement because it works in the business context for sure. But I want to figure out how to apply it in the creative space because it has moved into the film industry. It has moved into all like medical, all sorts of because it was from tech. So I think it'll be exciting. But the thing is, I'm confident about it because I've been doing it with a group, personal growth, two groups. One is a Scrumodoro and the other one is more of like an accountability group. And it has been very effective for me and I think most people that are engaging with that.
mm.
So I just want to let you know that's something that would be a pleasure and an honor for me to help you
Wow.
with if you want. Yeah.
I would love to, and maybe you could share some examples of like how you see that working in the in the creative space with
Yeah.
examples, like very simple examples. So maybe in our next chat we could maybe explore a little bit of that, and I can tell you where I'm at, and then and you could tell me, well, from a Scrum perspective, I would do this now, and then because yeah, in the creative space, it's good to have some structure, which is something that I normally struggle with, but now I'm having fun with it as well, and I'm investing in quantity rather than quality at the beginning when it comes to putting stuff out there, always with a bit of quality, but at least not getting too perfectionistic. And
Yeah.
also, yeah,
I really say like a lot of what you're saying, it fits perfect, like really well with the agile. It's a framework and a mindset. It fits so well with that because before it was in corporate space they used the waterfall, which is very linear. You have to stick with the plan, but agile is about being flexible, doing what works well, and then reflecting and reiterating and doing better, like, and then so it's a cycle of improvement, and it's a short cycle. Within a week or 2 weeks, it's like doing this. Did it work last time? Why didn't it work? And then it's really cool. I think you would like it. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I tell you where I'm at right now. On the one hand, I love the project-based approach to things and think, okay, right, I have this project, I'm going to focus on this. A video could be, it's like a mini project of sorts. Like you focus on that, you do it, get it done. But then at the same time, I think creative people often have this difficulty in focusing because they're like doing something, but they're thinking about other things as well. And sometimes the focus is not there. And in that case, I think it's also intelligent to actually, I'm going to park this for a bit, and I'm going to give my attention, conscious and intentional attention to what's on my mind right now that is distracting me from this. And then I'll come back to this a little bit later, and understanding where the flow is. So I think sometimes it's good to be kind of ruthless and not allow those distractions, and just kind of be very, very present and just kind of go for it. And then the flow will come as a
Come
result of
back.
that decision. Exactly. And other times, if you've tried a few times and it's just not working, it's just not flowing, then in that case, just kind of be intelligent. You know what? I'm going to park this, I'm going to stop, but I'm not going to continue here and waste my time. So, yeah. So I'm just kind of trying to find that balance. And I think it's, it's
I
actually fun and pleasurable. Yeah.
it's I think this is a great idea, and I think what will work well in my mind is that if we continue on like kind of like a sharing between you and I share some of my skills, you share, but I think usually it works best in three. Like we can have one-on-one type, but usually the cool thing, three, I mean, four is a little bit, especially if you want to grow fast, it's always three is a lucky number because it's always, they triumvirate with like three people.
Yeah.
So the reason is it's a group because you get different perspective because I can have my perspective, you have, but the third one is where the magic is, where we all converge and we're like, okay, we land on a thing that we all agree on, and then we have individual perspective as well. So I think we're missing the third leg. So I'm gonna just kind of keep an eye and ear out for someone that would contribute to both our growth and their growth, like the three, whoever that may be.
That would match the temperament. That would make sense to kind of,
yes.
Right, exactly. Wow, that's exciting. Okay, I'm up for that. Why not? So I'm feeling a little bit shy right now because I know that the camera is on, but there
you were safe with me.
It's good as well. I know.
The public, I don't know. We might have to turn off the comments.
But you know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. I think we pretty much covered this for today. I thought it was very interesting, as I said earlier, when you mentioned the hero's journey, I would love to hear you talk more about that, but actually recording yourself.
I would love to. We should have a one. Maybe we record an episode. Literally, our starting foundation is on the hero's journey, because I was listening to Joseph Campbell, Heroes of Thousand Faces. And that's a good book to revisit like once every maybe year or something, every twice a year, because I used to walk and I would listen to it. But I'm like, a lot of these words doesn't make sense in my mind, but it hits me in the something underneath. I'm like, yes, there is some magic in this thing that he's describing. And it's very
I've
cool.
got an idea.
Okay.
So, oh no, sorry, I've interrupted you. Yeah.
No, that's my thought. It's just literally, we just talk about the hero's journey and we'll reference, like it's like a book club, but just reference some of it. We don't have to go like chapter by chapter or anything like that.
No, I mean, I told you that I'm doing like a podcast series, right? And I would love it, that we could have like an episode of the two of us chatting about the hero's journey and like what it means for us, and kind of, that would be a very interesting one, I think. So
I trust you.
Focus mixed in with what it means for us in our own lives, kind of, experientially, that kind of thing.
I love that. I love the idea. What we can do is maybe we do it over Zoom or maybe however, and then I'll get a mic with better quality. And then that way you can just take the audio and use it for your podcast. And then you can take the video for your YouTube channel if you want. That's,
I would love to.
Yeah. So that's you have. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I'm actually very excited about that, because having that will be like a great focus. So I would have you on as an aspiring creator and someone with a super sort of fascinating life story, and then share a little bit of our passions and interests and that kind of thing, and integrate that with the hero's journey. That the hero's journey is like the perfect focus for bringing it all together.
And then we can overlap with the creative journey. But I do have to run. I think this is a great stopping point, and we'll reconnect maybe whenever we do. But because I'm moving to Dallas, so I need to settle down. But definitely let's aim for like a 3 weeks to 4 weeks time, if that works for you.
I would say even before, but I mean, I'm up for meeting before, but if it's too much for you because you're like super busy, just let me know. You just text me and just message me, because I think even next week would be fine for me, just to kind of like go with the flow with it. But if it's too much, can you do on the weekend?
Can you do Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon?
Not this weekend, but the following one, I think I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me write it down.
Just check your calendar and let me know.
Right, to do. Okay.
All right. I look forward to it.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Take care. Big
All
hug.
right.